Hi guys, welcome to Goat Decode. So today in this video we are going to cover the garbage collection interview questions part 2. We have already covered the part 1 where we have seen how garbage collection actually works in the real Java application. So please have a look at first part and then you can actually understand part 2 much more in an easier way. So let's get started. So the very first question that interviewer may ask you is that how garbage collection actually works. So garbage collection actually works in two steps. The first step is marking. So whenever you have a heap area and the garbage collection is actually working on that heap area, then the first step that garbage collection do is that all the unreferenced objects in the heap are identified first, that yes, these objects are actually used by your program, or these objects are not used by your program or not referenced. Say if you have made it to null, so those are unreferenced objects, so those objects are actually identified, they are marked as ready for garbage collection. And after marking all the objects in the heap area, then the second step happens, and the second step is nothing but deletion. So there are two types of deletion that can happen, that is normal deletion and deletion with compaction. Now this completely depends upon the JVM and the garbage collector which is being implemented in the JVM. So suppose for example, uh, a normal deletion is being used by the garbage collector, then what happens is the marked objects which are actually being marked in the first step are deleted directly, and there is nothing else apart from deletion is done in the heap area. But when it comes to the deletion plus compaction algorithm used by the garbage collector, in that case, the memory which is like deleted by the garbage collector is then compacted after garbage collection has deleted these objects, so that the remaining objects which are actually used or the referenced objects in your memory are now in a contiguous block at the start of the heap memory, so that the remaining heap area becomes empty, and this compaction actually makes your task easier to allocate memory in a sequential pattern after a given chunk of memory which is used by the existing objects. So the new objects are actually allocated just after the already used spaces by the older objects. So if this is clear, let me quickly move to the next question, which is can you name a commonly used Oracle JVM and which garbage collection strategy is used by it? So the most commonly used JVM by Oracle is Hotspot, and all hotspots basically implements generational garbage collection strategy. Remember this concept, very important, of generational garbage collection strategy. It actually categorizes your objects by ages. So suppose you have an object aged as 0. So after first garbage collection, its age will become 1. Then after second garbage collection, age becomes 2. And so on till a particular threshold. Suppose the threshold is, for example, 8. Then a different procedure is used for this particular threshold aged or the old age object. And I'll cover that in the few seconds. But understand this first, that the most commonly used JVM by Oracle is Hotspot, and Hotspot uses garbage collection, generational garbage collection strategy. And now what is generational garbage collection strategy? That is nothing but it actually uses ages. So the next important question is why most of the garbage collection uses generational garbage collection strategy. That is because the generational garbage strategy is that most of the objects which are allocated in heap are short lived. That means, for example, a local variable, whenever your method actually completes its execution, then it becomes eligible for garbage collection. That is that those objects are short lived. Why does it is short lived? Because the time for which that particular object will be used by your Java program is only till when your method is not completed. As soon as your method is completed, that object is deleted. So that is why most of the objects which are used in your Java program, a good Java efficient program, is short lived, and hence they die shortly just after the memory allocation. Or say for example, just after it is memory, it's allocated memory in heap for a local variable instantiation. As soon as the object the method actually completes its execution, the object is removed from the memory or the heap. That is why it is called as die young or infant mortality. Infant actually here refers to an object. So I just hope that this particular concept is clear to you, that why most of the garbage collection collectors uses generational garbage collection, because it says that it doesn't, most of the objects doesn't lie for more than few chunks of time. That is why it's aged as 1, 2 and 3 and so on, and as soon as the generation of that particular object passes, then it is moved to another area. I'll cover that in few seconds, but do you understand this part, that most of the objects actually die young at this age, at this 1, 2 or 3. That is why the memory is empty for this particular part, and hence they use generation or ages as their threshold for allocating and deallocating the memory. Let me quickly move to the generational garbage collection strategies, and like I explain the heap structure used by the garbage collector. So garbage collector actually uses the 3 sections of heap. So this is my heap. So if you can see, this whole area is nothing but heap. Now this whole area is divided into 3 chunks. If you can see, young generation, old generation and permanent generation. So young generation is again divided in the 3 parts: Eden space, S0 and S1, which are basically the survivor spaces. So whenever the garbage collection, minor garbage collection happens in the Eden area of young generation, it is moved to S0 or S1 depending upon whatever which is empty. I'll show you the complete process in just few seconds. Please bear with me. So this is the young generation. All the new objects which are allocated to the heap area is actually allocated to young generation, and this young generation always have the minor garbage collection only. Then whenever the survivor, whenever an object reaches the threshold age, that is suppose from Eden to S0, S0 to S1, S1 to S0 again, and if this process continues and the object reaches an age of 8 or something, then it is moved from young generation to old generation. I'll show in a step-by-step process all what I'm saying in just a few seconds, but understand that there is young generation, then it comes as old generation. When an object becomes generationally aged, I've told you what is generational strategy. It uses age. So when the particular threshold age is achieved in young generation, that is, it has actually made sure that if 8 or 9 times garbage collection worked upon it, and it sees that no, your program still needs that particular object, then that is moved to old aged object. That means it is being used still even now in your object, in your memory. So this is the old generation and permanent generation. So permanent generation is nothing but the area where many of your permanent objects are stored. Say for example, many methods, many of these tag things, everything which are permanent is actually stored in the permanent generation. I'll discuss this more in detail. First, let me make you understand how the garbage collection works on these areas. So explain the garbage collection process. I'll show it all diagrammatically to you. If you are not able to understand, please let me know in the comment section. I'll make a separate video which is not an interview perspective, not from an interview perspective, because I'm skipping few things which I'm expecting that you would understand. But if it is not understood to you, then please let me know in the comment section. I'll create a separate video with all animations and everything for you, so that it is easy for you to understand. For now, understand the garbage collection process. Please make sure that you understand this very clearly, because this is how this garbage collection works, and I've taken this all from the docs, the Java docs. This is something, there is nothing more to it apart from what I'm explaining here. So the garbage collection process, the first part is new object allocation. So as I've told you, whenever a new object is allocated, it is always allocated in the young generation. So young generation is divided into Eden space, S0 and S1. So we are going to play in these 3 areas for next few steps. So the first step is new object allocation. So when your application just start and the object gets memory with obj o equals to new obj, as I've shown you in the first video, then that newly created object is actually given space in this part of heap, that is young generation. Now second step is when Eden space is completely filled. This is suppose, now understand this, okay? This big block is my Eden space. Now I have told you that whole young generation is divided in three parts. The first is Eden space, second is survivor space first, called as S0. The survivor space 2, that is called as S1. Now, when Eden space is full or it is filled with objects, like suppose you have created 10 objects and Eden space have an capacity of holding only 10 objects, then minor garbage collector is automatically triggered by JVM, because now if you try to allocate 11th object, what will happen? Out of memory exception will happen. So to prevent that, JVM is that smart enough that it tries to deallocate some spaces. These shaded areas are nothing but those referenced objects which are no more used by Java application. So how can you make your object unreferenced, or how Java or garbage collection understand that it is unreferenced? Suppose you have made it to null. Suppose it is a local variable and method stopped executing or completed its execution. That particular object becomes garbage collection eligible object. So garbage collector garbage collects that particular object. So suppose in my example, this Eden area is full and this particular object, this particular object and this particular object is removed by the minor garbage collector. Now once it is deleted, the referenced objects are still remaining. So this is, suppose the age of them are 0, they are newborn babies because they are just allocated to Eden area. So now after first minor garbage collection cycle, they are said that okay, I have recovered as still used, I am still referenced in your program, hence do not remove me and please keep me in the survivor space. I am a survivor. I have survived your garbage collection, minor garbage collection cycle. So now these objects which are still used by your Java program is moved to survivor space 0, or the first survivor space called as S0 in my diagram. But apart from that, the age is incremented from 0 to 1. This is the concept of generational garbage collection that I have told you a few seconds back. That is, age is completely incrementable in this particular strategy, and as soon as your object survives the garbage collection cycle, the age is incremented by 1. So that is why an object which was newly born in Eden space in the first garbage collection, minor garbage collection cycle, the age is incremented to 1 from 0. Now after this garbage collection cycle is completed, you can see that unreferenced objects are removed and the referenced objects are moved to S0 area, that is survivor space. Hence your Eden space becomes completely empty. So initially there were supposed 10 objects. Now there are 0 objects because unreferenced are deleted, referenced are moved to survivor space 0. Now your Eden space and survivor space 1 are empty. Now suppose after some time again you allocated new 10 objects in the same program in some different method. Suppose you called another method and that creates another 10 objects. Now again your Eden space will become filled up. Then again your minor garbage collection will be triggered. Now suppose these were your 10 objects. Now in this case, suppose the top 5 objects are unused because maybe like after this particular thing is empty, 10 objects are created in Eden space, your 3 of the methods stopped running, and these 3 methods contains these 5 objects which were local variables. So these are now no more required in heap. The garbage collector thought that why do we keep it in the heap, so it tries to remove it. So during garbage collection, again Eden space is empty because the unreferenced object are removed and the referenced object from Eden space moves from Eden space to survivor space. But very important thing, this time it moves to S1 rather than S0, because S0 already contains some object and S1 was completely empty. If you remember, just a few seconds back I told you that in the first step my Eden and S1 was empty and S0 had the objects which were aged as 1. Initially they were also aged as 1, but in this, when the Eden space garbage collector was working, that garbage collector also scanned S0 because S0 had some objects, S1 was completely empty. So these two areas which were having objects were scanned, and the objects which were newly created in Eden's area and haven't actually ever faced the garbage collection cycle were the newborn objects, because they were moved to S0. So these were the objects that survived the first garbage collection cycle. Now these two were the one which does not survive the second garbage collection cycle in S0. So they become unreferenced. So garbage collector collects these all and these all objects and moves these newly born objects to S1 area and mark it as 1. And all those objects in the S0 area are now moved from S0 to S1, and since they have survived the minor garbage collection cycle twice, their age becomes 2. So after this particular space, my hidden area is again empty because unreferenced objects are removed. Referenced objects are now moved to S1, and S0 is again empty. Why? Because unreferenced objects are removed and referenced objects are moved to survivor space 1, but their age is incremented by 1. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So these two are the objects which are from hidden space, newly born objects, and these two are the objects from the survivor space 0, that is 2. That is that these two objects have already survived one garbage collection cycle. Now in the again your hidden and S0 is empty. What will happen next? You also know that, right? Now again hidden space is filled up, then garbage collection is triggered, but this time S1 has differently aged objects. So see, if you can see, S1 has differently aged object. What does that mean? S1 has aged object 1 if they are newly created in hidden space and then survived the first garbage collection cycle, or their age is 2 when they are moved from S0 to S1, or the survivor space 0 to survivor space 1, when they have actually survived two minor garbage collection cycle. So again, your unreferenced object from hidden space will be deleted and reference objects will move from S0 to S1, and their ages will increase from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, or 2 to 3, the way how it used to be. And again now S0 and S1 are empty. So this is the same process being continued. Now a very important part of it is promotion. Now what will happen in promotion is that when an object is aged from S0 to S1 and S1 to S0 and their threshold is reached, and suppose the threshold was 8. So I have told you this process. Objects from hidden goes to the one which is empty. Any of the survive space which is empty, objects are moved from hidden to that particular survivor space, and also from the another survivor space which has some object and is not empty. So at a particular time you understand that after minor garbage collection always your hidden space will be empty and one of the survivor space will always be empty. And when hidden space gets filled up, then you will have objects in one of the survivor space and in hidden space. Hence minor garbage collection takes objects from hidden as well as the survivor space and keeps it to another one, making again the hidden space and survivor space empty. So that was the whole cycle, if you could have understand it. If not, please let me know in the comment section. I have no issues in repeating the same thing with an animation part for you. Now I'll show you how promotion goes from young generation to old generation. So when an object reaches a threshold, suppose an object has survived 8 minor garbage collection cycles. At that particular time, the object is not moved to another survivor space. Rather than that, the object is moved to old generation because the object is now generational strategically old object. That means it has survived a particular number of garbage collection, and JVM understood that no, this is an important object that you do not want to get garbage collected. Hence, the object is now moved from S1 or the survivor space to tenure or the old stage in the minor garbage collection process. So minor garbage collection always happens in hidden space. Whenever an object reaches a particular threshold, then rather than moving into the next generation next survivor space, it is moved to next generation. So it is moved to old generation, and now your S1 will be empty. S0 will have the objects, like 2 will be moved to 3, 1 here the hidden space object will be moved to 1, and these 8 will be moved to all old generation, but their age will be incremented always. So whenever objects move from their initial stage to any of the survivor space or the old generation, age will always be incremented. Remember this. This is a very important strategy in generational garbage collection strategy used by garbage collectors. I hope that much is cleared. Now there might be a chances that even your old generation will be completely filled with objects. They might have the age of 99999, all of them. Then in that case, what will happen? Major garbage collection will be triggered, but only on old generation. So how minor garbage collection always worked on young generation, old generation will always trigger major garbage collection when the tenure is, or the old generation is filled up completely. So I hope that much is clear. There's also a concept of stop the world concept in GC, but I'll be covering that part in the next video. So if you want me to cover more of these stop the world concepts or garbage collection concepts, please let me know in the comment section, or if this is enough for you for the interview preparation, then also let me know in the comment section. I'll stop that particular thing here. So I'll be covering the concepts like stop the world concept, how old generation, young generation, and the different types of garbage collectors like serial garbage collector, parallel garbage collector, GC garbage collectors. I'll all cover that in the next video. Please let me know in the comment section if you want that. Thank you.